Hey guys, GWS here to give you a brief rundown on the two debates that happened at Politicon, the two major ones. They had other panels and stuff, and I've been watching for most of the day on various live streams. Kind of strange live streams. I ended up on a neo-Nazi channel because it was the only one streaming, so I had to join it, but... it was fun, the Hitler did nothing wrong things and all that, but yeah, pretty cute. I don't agree with it though, so don't judge me. Anyhow, Tomi Lahren versus Chelsea Handler. Who won that debate? Well, at first I felt like the conversation was kind of going evenly. They were going back and forth in a very civil manner, feeding off of each other, and then, contributing to the conversation. Not a lot of facts were coming out, which I didn't like. There weren't a lot of facts and statistics. There was a lot of anecdotes and analysis of tweets and all that. But it was going fine, And then Chelsea Handler starts trying to get personal, starts trying to get, witty, and starts appealing to feelings, and this is where she started to get eaten alive, because Tomi Lahren wasn't having any of it, and I think Chelsea Handler kind of ran dry because she couldn't feed off of the feelings, because ultimately, liberals try to do a lot of strategies, but one of the strategies a liberal try to do is they'll try to appeal to feelings. And I just felt like as the debate went on, Chelsea, she started getting extremely overwhelmed. She wasn't sure about her facts, and I wouldn't normally say that would matter in a debate. It would be the substance and the response to substance and arguments that mattered. But in terms of how the debate was framed, which was under, like, basically, wittiness and, like, responding and countering and all that, I felt like Tomi Lahren came out the more assertive, the more, sure of her values, her beliefs, a better ability to defend them, such as defending Trump's various actions. And that was a lot of what she was doing, because Chelsea Handler, she was throwing stuff out there, which it was an interview format, so you can't, it wasn't a debate. But if this were, who got the upper hand in this, Tomi Lahren, without a question, won this, and won it handily. Anyhow, I'll just do this since this is so short. Let's do the Ann Kasparian versus Ann Coulter debate on this video. So, how did that debate go? It didn't go as I expected. Anna, honestly, I gotta say it, she came to kick ass. She came to kick ass. She had the look. She had the posture, she had the demeanor, and those things in themselves don't mean a lot, but then you get into the debate and she's throwing numbers out there. Now, a lot of the numbers are, if you look at it objectively, they're factually misrepresenting a lot of things, and I think Ann Coulter, with the immigration thing, did a decent job of generally, like, debunking the immigration thing, like the bureaucrats at the border versus effectiveness. But I don't think she adequately answered Anna's point about the 40,000 additional border troops. There's ways I would have answered that, but that's not what this is about. And so Anna came out swinging and dominated from the get-go. I'll just say it. Ann Coulter, I think she had the edge in a couple others, but then then she started getting into the drug stuff, and then she got into um, just a lot of stuff she did not, I felt like she did not answer well at the very end. I felt like Anna was hitting with a lot of stats, and I don't feel like Ann Coulter responded quite well. I like the little Soviet woman in response to the personal attacks. That was a great defense because it just belittles, pretty much calls her a communist. Um, and there was things that Anna got wrong too. It was just, I don't know. I've been swinging both ways on this one. Um, when I got done watching, I felt like Ann Coulter got the upper hand. Then when I started thinking of the slip-ups, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to come on here and say Anna Kasparian got the upper hand. And I was ready to come on here and say she won the debate. But then I remember the thing that she said about the McDonald's workers. And, like, I feel like that was a pattern of mischaracterizing Ann Coulter. And she did respond to that by saying, you're really wasting time here. I don't know if it was that effective of a response because it seemed, I don't know, it seemed kind of sensitive. Which, it's not good for her audience. It's enough for, liberal audiences. So, who actually won? I'd say it just depends. Like, on raw substance, Anna probably got a little bit of the upper hand just because she cited a lot more statistics. Ann Coulter was citing articles, but she wasn't citing a lot of numbers. And that's just her style, but, that's just the fact that on substance, Anna won. So if you judged it more on substance and nothing else except for substance, then Anna would have won. On logical reasoning, deducing, no question Ann Coulter won that part of the debate because Anna Kasparian, just like a lot of people who debate immigration on the left, they don't get Ann Coulter's arguments. And they don't respond to the fact that those immigrants are taking jobs. And Ann Coulter did an extremely effective job at hammering this home. She hammered home the fact that immigrants were taking low-class jobs and forcing black people to learn Spanish at McDonald's. And Anna Kasparian responded extremely poorly in a logical manner by saying that, bilingual, you have to be bilingual to work at a McDonald's, which is an unskilled job, number one. It's not the same as skilled labor. And number two, the fact that, kind of lost my train of thought, is, number two, the fact that it is mostly in black neighborhoods, and that's what Ann Coulter was getting at. And Anna Kasparian tried to pull it back into a general frame, keeping her habit of mischaracterizing arguments, constructing strawmen, etc. So on the logical point, Anna just got blown out. Presentation, posture, poise, a lot of it wasn't Ann Coulter's fault because she was working with a bad mic. She's having to hold this big mic, and it could be a little distracting when you're trying to listen to somebody and you're trying to sharply think of points. It seems like a small detail, but the fact is, this wasn't the first time Ann Coulter's mic went out, and this is just a blow to Politicon, that the same person's mic could go out multiple times. And I don't know. The amount of liberal panels on there, I'm not going to say it is rigged, I'm just saying. Same person with mic problems twice. And I don't know, the way that Anna got up to fix Ann Coulter's mic, it kind of seemed a little scripted to me. Like, it was, you know, because, I mean, who does that? It's, it just seems a little bit too coincidental, because normally, I mean, you have an equipment guy come up, fix the mic, check the problems, but no, you had what could have been designed as, you know, some Politicon rigging. You know, I don't know. It's like I said, I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's just weird that this happens to the same person, and whether or not it was rigging, it's just bad on their part. But even so, I just felt like, I don't know, Ann Coulter just seemed a little bit lethargic. Maybe because she'd already done a panel that day, and you know, she was dealing with, she has to deal with these crowds that, you know, 90% of the Politicon crowd is liberal. You know, it's a huge liberal bias. Most of the panels are liberal, and I don't know, quite frankly, you know, I really hate to say it, but, you know, like, the neo-Nazi channels, even though what they say is dumb, like, you know, about Jews and stuff, you know, it's like, it was, I guess, decent to see the right-wing point of view, especially the moderate right-wing points of view, which probably a huge percentage of them in that channel were, because it was all you could do to get the stream for the Tomi Lahren debate and for the Ann Coulter panel. But it's basically about the presentation, I just felt like Anna kind of blew it away. She looked the part. She sounded the part. She was sharp. She was to the point. She didn't have any stuttery moments. You know, her logic was on point. Her logic was not on point. But if you didn't know better, you wouldn't notice it, because she came to kick ass, and that's the attitude she kept throughout. And to me, that is honestly surprising from somebody like her. And so, who won? And you know, I still have trouble saying this. It's the logical part of me absolutely hates when people, arguments, etc. are misrepresented, because ultimately that's what a debate is. It is logic. You can throw out all the numbers you want to throw out, but if you can't connect those dots to some point of causality, or if you are incorrectly attributing causality, then it's just a big problem for me. I don't know. I feel like I have to award a winner. I don't know. I guess is what I'm saying. It is extremely close on either end. You know, and you have to be objective, you know, because when you're into debates as much as I am, it doesn't matter if you think Ann Kasparian is a loathsome piece of shit, because she is. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. It's painful, it's gut-wrenching, it's disgusting, but ultimately, if there is a winner of a debate, it has to go down to who convinced one side more than the other. And I think Ann Coulter catered to her base, but she did nothing to she didn't do much to really reach across that was convincing. She talked about the poor people, but it wasn't. It was lazy. It was lethargic sounding. And I got to give the debate to Anna. It's not easy, and I don't like giving the debate to somebody who loses on logic so badly. But where Ann Coulter lost it, I think, is on drugs, because a lot of people may not have known her stance on drugs, and I am saying this as somebody who is familiar with her, but is not a hardcore fan of hers. In Politicon, you're exposing yourself to a big audience. And on the drugs, she kind of flopped. And then Anna was able to take that point, bring it to private prisons, and absolutely just demolish it presentation-wise. And that's basically, I can't judge it any differently. Anna, it was extremely close, but you got to give it to the one who was able to convince more of the other side, and I don't think Ann Coulter did anything to do that. Anyhow, that's the debate coverage, and I'll be back tomorrow for whatever I feel like is relevant at Politicon, and I will be saying who won the Ben Shapiro versus Cenk Uygur debate. Thanks for listening, guys. God bless.